The Toronto Blue Jays just made a move that is loved by some, but questioned by others. The Blue Jays have been searching for starting pitching depth for quite a while now, and they've been even prioritizing it over getting a big bat. We recently had Shi Davidi on the Blue Jays Today podcast, and he mentioned that the Blue Jays, yes, are looking into a starting pitcher, and that might be their next move, which manifested itself into Max Scherzer. If you're wondering why the Blue Jays signed a 40-year-old pitcher with an injury history whose glory days are well past him, well, here's why. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. In this one, we're going to be discussing the real reason why the Toronto Blue Jays signed Max Scherzer and why this signing goes beyond just numbers on a page. Before we get into it, though, I encourage you guys to hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today if you enjoy Blue Jays news and content. Now, first of all, let's just recap what transpired over the past 2 weeks. Rumors started to emerge that the Blue Jays were looking into Max Scherzer and that Scherzer could also be interested as well. It all started after the Blue Jays missed out on Roki Sasaki, and Ben Nicholson-Smith came out with an article indicating that the Blue Jays were very much interested in Max Scherzer. And we recently saw John Heyman hop onto MLB Network indicating that the Blue Jays recently had a video call with Max Scherzer. Here's what he had to say.
They did have a Zoom call with Scherzer. And, Scherzer's a very frank guy. I know you guys know him as well. And I think he basically told them, look, I want to win. You guys won 74 games last year. Let's see what the roster is, and before I decide what I want to do.
It was clear to all of us that for Mad Max, it wasn't about the money anymore. He wanted to play for a winner. But you might be saying to yourself, really? The Toronto Blue Jays? That's the team that Mad Max is banking on to have a winning season? Is this roster really that good? Well, according to Mad Max, apparently it is. The Toronto Blue Jays must believe that they've got a winning team, and apparently so does Max Scherzer. But why Max Scherzer? Out of all the starting pitchers available, why would the Blue Jays go out and get this 40-year-old pitcher? I've already seen the comments talking about Max Scherzer, that he's 40 years old. Hell, I've even seen some that's saying he's 70 years old and that he's sailing into the sunset and that this guy can't stay on the field and the Blue Jays aren't going to get anything out of him. I totally get that. But really, guys, I don't think the Blue Jays are asking a lot out of Max Scherzer. Yes, his elite days are behind him. There's no denying that. But last year, in the limited time that he did play, he still pitched for under a 4 ERA. And of course, he hasn't really been pitching for a lot of innings in the last 3 years. But if you could get 100 or 120 innings out of Mad Max, that's a huge win. And you might be thinking, well, $15.5 million for 1 year for a guy who can't stay on the field, who could only maybe get me 15 starts, that's not worth the money. Well, I think his impact goes beyond just the innings that he's pitching. When you look at the impact Mad Max would have on this starting rotation, it would be major. They would have the ability to run a 6-man rotation, keeping guys like Kevin Gausman, Chris Bassett, Jose Barrios healthy and rested and on the field. They even have the ability, if they want to do a 5-man rotation, to bump Yariel Rodriguez into that bullpen, which eliminates either one of Tommy Nance or Zach Pop. That's a win. Plus, think about this. Can you picture Mad Max sitting in between Bowden Francis and Chris Bassett? You're not a true baseball fan if the idea of that doesn't get you excited. Hey guys, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below or click the link in the description to join the action. Available in Ontario only, must be 19 years older to participate, and guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Scherzer would also change the mentality of this entire team. We go from a team that has just been scraping by, slowly declining, to a team that, hey, we've got 1 year here, guys, with Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Max Scherzer. Let's go all in and let's really try to win this thing. Because if I'm a Blue Jay and I see Mad Max, who all he knows is winning, and he's here for one reason, which is to win, I'm going to pull up my boots and I'm going to start doing my best. The Blue Jays know that this is the final dance with Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And what better clubhouse presence to bring in than a guy like Max Scherzer? And who knows, maybe this signing leads to another big signing, and now we're looking at this Toronto Blue Jays team completely differently. But guys, you let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this Max Scherzer signing? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, guys, go Jays go!